Hey guys, and welcome back to the latest episode of Girls Plus Club Poddy with your hosts Rosie Breen
and Henry Ridges.
So today we have got some dilemmas, some of your dilemmas to answer. I'll read out the first.
Back in with the dilemmas straight away.
Straight into it. Okay. First off, I just want to thank you for listening to my dilemma, and any advice is much appreciated. I've asked for some people I trust for their advice, and I've got conflicting opinions about it all. I've learnt the hard way to always follow my own gut, the only way you can learn to follow your gut. But I'm at a crossroads between my head and my heart, and I don't know what to do. The backstory is I dated a guy last year who I was just going to see how things go, but immediately you could tell we were both very much into each other. This is going to sound cheesy, but it's a feeling I've not felt before. I've been single for some time, and whenever I date anyone, I just feel nothing towards them, even if I do like them as a person. Anyway, let's call him Jay. And Jay was going through a bit of a tough time mentally and had a lot of change going on in his life at the time. I struggled with seeing how things go due to past experiences with men, but I went along. We got into a stupid fight about a mug that was his ex's, which it clearly wasn't really about the mug, and he decided to end things between us. He seemed like he doubted his decision, but regardless, we parted ways. 6 months later, he wishes me a happy birthday, and 8 months later is liking my things on socials. We don't even have each other on socials anymore. I've thought about him all year, and I still feel for him, even dream about him more often than I'd like. Not saucy dreams, haha. My head says to leave things, and if he wanted to reach out, he'd probably reach out, but my heart wants to reach out. What do I do? Thank you in advance. Keep me anonymous.
What do you reckon?
I think you should just reach out.
Yeah, just put your cards on
the
the table.
No
Love
games.
Island Classic, just put your cards on the table.
No games, just say like...
So at the moment, you're not...
You still feel something
at the
for
moment,
him.
you don't know whether it's this or that. If you speak to him about it, then you know definitely.
What do you mean?
Like you'll find out.
What, if she actually still likes him?
It's if he likes her, isn't it? Because she said she likes him.
Yeah.
So she'll find out, as opposed to just not knowing, which is not beneficial at all.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll get a definitive answer, which will then answers your dilemma. It'll tell you what way to go, because he'll either say yeah and you can try stuff, or he'll say no, and then you're like, well, at least I've been true to myself.
You're whipping out all the Love Island lines, aren't you?
No,
I think that's a good idea, definitely. And it sounds to me like you aren't 100% sure how much you like him as well. Like it kind of sounds like you do like him, but you also like the idea of him. And it would be good to find out, maybe have a few conversations. If it goes to it, comes to it, go on a couple of dates and actually get to know who he is now. Because even though it was a year ago, people change a lot in 1 year. And I think that's we're good proof of that. Where we were mentally.
It's a long time.
Yeah, literally 12 months.
That's so good. How did you know that straight away?
Oh, so annoying, aren't I? But the thank you for your coin.
Rosie started doing this thing where when you're scrolling through TikTok and it comes up to the lives and
I know why they that's on my For You page, because I can't help it.
It's just people dancing, pretending they're like Sims.
Thank you for the coins.
And Rosie just started doing it, and it's so funny and so weird.
There's I think 3 things that I do that I know wherever I do them, however I do them, Henry is just going to die. That's one of them.
The new one is that.
The other one, I don't think Tam listens to the podcast. So when my sister had her baby, guys,
I forgot about that.
Keep this between us, okay? Especially if one of my cousins is listening. You tell me you've heard this, but you keep this between us. My sister, when she first had Anaya, I kept calling her Ayana when my sister wasn't looking, because by mistake.
Because we saw her name on text.
And we were like, oh, how do you pronounce that? Anaiya. And I know someone called Ayana, And I was like, oh, a Nanya. Like, I just did not get it.
I didn't even bother trying. I just looked at it and was like...
Anyways, fast forward till we've met the baby twice and we're changing her nappy upstairs while my sister's downstairs, which is hilarious because now my sister would not leave us alone with Anaya. Not because of us. So my sister's downstairs and we're just changing her nappy, and I have this really cute video on my phone where I'm going, Ayana, like that, like literally like stroking her face.
Basically, I'm so awkward around babies.
You were. You're not anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
She's 6 months.
Yeah,
she's still a baby.
Yeah, but that's like different kind of babies. You know, when you have a baby and they literally don't do anything, and someone's like, "Oh, do you want to hold the baby?" It's like holding a long burrito, and then they're like, "Oh, wow, she likes you," and she's just looking at you like
she doesn't know what she likes. She doesn't even know what liking something is. I feel awkward with
babies.
Yeah, it's quite funny. It's quite funny to see. But yeah, so Henry standing behind me, feeling awkward,
just trying to join in.
Yeah, and you literally just like shadowed me, like everything I did, he just like did after, and I thought it was hilarious. And I went, Ayana, and I like stroked her face, Ayana, and in the background of the video, he goes, Ayana, and we just fucking creased because we looked at each other, and I was like, that's not her name, and I took another video and I go, Anaya. Yeah, and Henry's just in the background like,
I don't think I speak in that one.
You didn't say anything. Oh, it was so funny. And every time we're near, especially every time we're near her, I'm like, Henry, I whisper it. And he's creasing. My sister must think you're such a weirdo, like laughing on the edge of the sofa for no reason. Oh, it's so funny though.
The third thing is you pretend to be asleep and snore.
It doesn't matter like where we are, what we're doing. I'll literally just be like, and he just, that's it, you're gone.
Yeah, that's made me laugh. It's because you're so good at it. Nah, not like that. You're out of character. Just makes me laugh. I don't know what it is.
So good. Anyways, back to the dilemma. I just think shoot a shot. I think I can understand why people are giving you conflicting opinions.
Yeah, that's because of their experiences,
personal experiences,
right?
but also, yeah, and also you have more to lose. No, you have more to gain than you have to lose, so you may as well just go for it.
And you know your feelings better than anyone. Whilst it's good to get someone else's opinion, and someone say, "Oh, you shouldn't do that," or "You shouldn't do this."
Honestly, feel that you want to, and you know that you want to, and you probably will, because you've asked people, you've had conflicting opinions, so now you're asking us. You clearly want to.
Yeah, you keep asking
you would have
you
would have taken the no for the no. So do trust your gut in this situation. Sometimes your heart knows you better than your head. But also do trust your gut, because what you're telling me is that you didn't fall out and stop seeing each other because he cheated on you, he was abusive, because he was really toxic, because he was manipulative. You fell out over like a stupid thing and then you broke it off. It sounds to me like there's still potential. So go for it.
Okay, ditto.
Have you ever seen, right, let's roll straight into the seasonal depression chat, because have you seen those lamps, those sad lamps going around?
Are they red? Are they lit up a red light?
Yeah, there's red and like orange, and it's supposed to mimic, I think, the natural glow of the sun.
Yeah.
And they like recommend that you wake up to one of those.
I've seen an alarm clock that gets lighter in your room.
That's what we saw in TK Maxx the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the lamps, people, like I know a couple of girls who've been using them and are swearing by them, saying that it's made like such a big difference. Do you think we should get one to try it?
Well, what do you mean we? Because you don't want the sun coming up at 5 a.m. and then coming up again at whenever you get up.
Well, you can do it, and I just wear my eye mask anyway.
And then how's it going to wake you up?
Can you not change the timer?
Yeah, so
you reset the clock before you go. Or I have one on my side, you have one on your side.
So when mine goes off,
and
it lights up the room, you're going to have an eye mask on.
Yeah.
And then once that light's gone off and I've got up, I'll come back to bed, reset the alarm clock, and take your eye mask off you whilst you're asleep.
No, why do you have to do any of that? Why can't you just alarm turned off?
I'm not doing
Mine will go off at 7. You don't need to touch my eye mask. Because how will I wake up to it if I have an eye mask on?
You don't have to do it. I do, mate.
That's what I think of you.
Yeah, you're sick with being dumb.
Well, I might get one then. Forget you.
I think you should get one.
Yeah. Billy's a good alarm clock.
Yeah. You have to. We're keeping you up.
Sorry, I'm actually guys, I'm tired. It's Christmas and I'm recording the podcast. I'm on my period. I'm tired.
You're tired because it's been dark since about 3:30 today.
It's awful, innit? I went for a walk with her at 1 or 2, I can't remember. No, 12 or 1, I can't remember. And it was just the loveliest thing ever. It was so lovely being outside in the fresh air with her. The end.
That's just a little side quest in case you was wondering.
Side story. How you getting on? I feel like you are not vulnerable with the group, like with the group chat. I was gonna say with the girls club. You always keep your card so close to your chest.
That's
the lights just gone out. It's alright, we can carry on.
It's just like I don't know. It's the same with like when you ask me about work. You're like, "How's work?" And I'm like, "I'm not at work now. I've done work for the day. All of that stress or whatever's gone on, or I've like left at work."
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I don't really want to. For me personally, I don't have like benefit of bringing up work again and talking about it and explaining stuff on like a general basis. Obviously, there's stories and stuff that if something funny happens or if someone's a massive knobhead, like I'll tell you about it. Or if there's like tea, I'll tell you about it. But for the most part, I'm just like, yeah, work was all right today. Like nothing of note happened. Just a normal day. And it's the same with kind of like when you say, "Oh, how you doing?" I'm like, well, there's nothing that I immediately feel like I will feel better for getting off my chest.
But do you ever think that you need to get stuff off your chest anyway?
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
It's so funny. I was looking at the plastic bag and the mirror reflection over there. Can you see? We're 777.
I saw something on... Oh, yeah.
I discovered my angel numbers.
Yeah.
Never believed in angel numbers. That page's got a 222 tattoo and I'm like, that's really cute. I don't quite get it. Like I don't get the obsession. And then we had an evening. We were walking through Reading. I think we literally just moved here like
it was that weekend.
And
it was like it was
just weird.
When was that?
That was on the Friday.
So it was the end of November. Does anyone remember the moon had like a massive halo around it?
And it was stunning.
I remember speaking about it next day to people.
To Carla we were talking about it too. It was amazing. Anyways, when I worked in Reading, I was on the 7th floor I was working on, and this is when I worked at the Blade in Reading. It was like a part-time, it was a full-time job, but it was at the summer of uni. And I just said to Henry, like, it's so weird when I worked in that building, like I can see our building, that building. What was the third? Oh, the third building was my old job at Convatec. So it was really weird because we were walking around Reading. It was like really nice little date night as well. The halo around the moon,
just
like the settings, everything. Like I'm really excited. Everything was just like the vibe.
It was like a 90s rom-com.
It was so cute. I loved it. And I basically had this moment where I realised there was two places that I used to work in Reading. One was my last full-time job before I started doing this full-time. And the one before that was like a part-time summer job that I had. Both those jobs, like my desk was on the 7th floor. And where I work now, my desk is on the 7th floor. And I just was like, what the fuck? Like where I was in my life at all those 3 different places, but where I was mentally, physically, everything are 3 completely contrasting places. And I'm like, look at me now on the 3rd 7. Look at me now. And I don't know, like, is it a coincidence?
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
No.
I'm not big into angel numbers.
Yeah. You just think it's a coincidence.
But if you're into it,
but
whatever gives you peace is wicked.
But I've had other jobs working in town before. I've had at least 2 other jobs when I worked in Zara, Tutti Frutti. Why were neither of them on the 7th floor? Or why is it that where I was in these 3 jobs are completely different parts of my life. Like the first one was when I just started uni and I was just like finding my sense of independence. The second one was when I was working in my job before I started doing this and like actually making something of myself. And the third time is now, and I'm like the best version of myself, and I just think it's crazy.
Let's next time go into angel numbers and what's the other one? Horoscopes.
What, an episode? Shall we? Guys, okay, I'm going to put some stuff on my story. Please reply. Anyways.
Oh, if you've got like, an angel number story.
Please tell us. Please tell us.
And
I'm really keen
And the
to
same
hear.
with, like when we met George, she came up to us and was like, this is your horoscope. And she got it right, and I was impressed.
Right.
So
It was amazing. I think you'll be swayed. Oh, thanks.
Sorry, I was itching my arm.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this week. Oh my God. Merry fucking Christmas is over. It's the 27th. I hope you guys...
Merry fucking Christmas is over.
I hope you guys are enjoying your break and just like relaxing and spending some time on your own and also spending time with those around you. But just...
If you're listening to this whilst you're having a walk, I bet it's hard work with all that cheese.
It's so cold as well.
Yeah.
Wrap up warm and we'll see you next week.
Take a hit flask.
Oh my God, see you in the new year. Oh my God, it's the last episode of the whole year. See you in the new year. Love you.
Bye.